I was feeling so strongly about this about 2 weeks ago. And immediately after, I went on the internet and I'm looking for a picture for my talk. And in front of me was a planet in a prison cell with a big lock on it which said master on it and a key going in. And that X factor, that master key, it's coming, and it's not going to come like cavalry to save everything, but it is a big factor in, I'm absolutely convinced that the end of this prison society is a done deal. I think the outcome is going to happen. I think it's meant to happen. And we're now seeing, and it will go on for a while, but we're now seeing the last throes of a dying system where the Illuminati in their box are believing they're crashing the system to create something else, when it's actually crashing ultimately for another reason.
Is there a real danger because you've got a cornered tiger that at its most dangerous when it's cornered? Is that possible?
These people in their panic are going to thrash out in all bloody directions. But that's just part of this transition from where we are to where we're going. And the thing is that, you can look at the news and you can see the conspiracy moving on. In Britain, it's just getting ridiculous. But what you don't see on the news, and therefore it's not in your awareness, is how fast the awakening from the amnesic sleep is moving on. And it's moving on dramatically quickly. And I'm not saying that tomorrow the sun's going to come up and everything's going to be fine. We're deeply into a transitional period here, and there's going to be a lot of challenges, and this thing's going to move on further. But the outcome, I think, is a done deal. This is going down, and then we can start to create a new society based on consciousness values rather than the limitations of mind. And I would just say this, because I think this is important from my point of view. It's important. I think there's a great danger that this 2012 thing is going to be a massive, massive diversion.
It's a spiritual Y2K.
That's what I've called it, actually, a spiritual Y2K myself. And me, of all people, who saw a psychic in 1990 and was told that vibrational change was coming, I, of all people, should be saying, yeah, look, 2012, that's it. It's more evidence, the vibrational change, the transformation. I cannot sync with that at all. And what's slightly concerning is that the number of emails I get, and other people I know who have websites get, of people saying, what's the point of doing anything, because it's all going to change in 2012. I mean, that's like Obama selling hope, which is always the horse in front on the carousel. No matter how fast you go round, you never get closer to the horse in front. That's what hope does. What hope is, especially in the way Obama uses it, and what Y2K 2012 has the deep potential of becoming, is a holding position where people who could be doing something now just wait around. Again, what is 2012 symbolically? It's the cavalry coming.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, the cavalry's here. It's not coming, it's here.
Right.
The cavalry needs to get on its horse, by the way, incidentally, and stop waiting for another one to come.
It's exactly. I mean, it's like Neo in the place where he is at, where he realizes that he has the ability to become all that is, and therefore bullets pass through him because he's no longer there.
Right.
He's actually everywhere, and that, in a sense, I mean, I know it's words, but in a sense that is the key that we all hold. And what's happening, in a sense, is with the wave, there's actually a facilitation that's happening. We've been told by various people, but one in particular, Jake Simpson, who has been on the inside, talks about, regardless of how you view the future, this wave of energy is actually coming towards our planet, or you could view it as our planet solar system is moving into this energy. It is coming. So it's like if you're surfing and you know a wave is coming, there's whole groups of people on the planet getting ready to ride the wave. And so in a sense, they have to have the key in order to ride the wave. In a sense, you could say the surfboard, the consciousness, the key to understanding who they are and what consciousness really is and how they're united, which is part of the key.
Yeah.
Because we are united. You see, if we know that we are everywhere, then, and we're totally linked up. See, I'm in this body right now, you're in that body right now, and between us looks like there's empty space. But in reality, this is consciousness. This space is incorporated. So there is actually no break between you and I and Bill here. We're all in this sea of consciousness.
The three tips of the same iceberg.
That's why, becoming conscious is the bottom line of everything. If we don't become conscious and move into these realms of understanding the sort of stuff you're talking about, that we're all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively, life is only a dream, and matter is just energy condensed to a slow vibration, as Bill Hicks used to say. Unless we come from this perspective, then what's the key thing of any dictatorship? It's divide and rule. And so what the whole basis of what they're doing is taking consciousness, and dividing it in upon itself. What we're seeing here is basically consciousness so manipulated that it's at war with itself, because it's been brought to such a low level of awareness compared with its potential. And so the spiritual and the streetwise, the five sense conspiracy and the understanding of the nature of reality, they've got to go together. And for too long they've been apart. And people said, "Oh, spiritual, that's New Age." Oh, yeah, that's credible. That's what are we saying? Spiritual, that's New Age, or is the credible? Because and all that stuff. These things have to come together, because as one unit they're unstoppable. Apart, again, divide and rule. They have a fraction of their potential power for change.
Yes.
If people come from the heart, they'll know what to do.
Exactly.
If people come from the head, it will tell them a long list of things why there's nothing they can do, or why there's no point in doing them. We're at a fork in the road, and symbolically, because it's a balance of the two that we're looking for ideally here, but symbolically, it's the choice between the head and the heart. Let's say head domination or heart domination of our sense of reality. And if we take the heart route, then this world will transform from a manifestation of mind to a manifestation of consciousness. Has to, because this is just a projection. This has to follow what goes on here. If we take the choice of mind, then we're going to live in a global version of Nazi Germany. My strong feeling is, although we're going to go closer to a global version of Nazi Germany, ultimately the whole thing will collapse, because the awakening will cease to hold it together.
If you were a betting man, what would you say the timescale of events, the rollout, will be over the next 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years? If you're a historian, what do you think you'd be writing about?
I'd say, and I'm probably being optimistic, I'd say we would live in a global version of Nazi Germany within 10 years, if we take that route. Mm-hmm. If we take that route, we'll, in 10 years' time, be deeply into a transition to a very different world. It's just a choice. But this X factor is going to help us to change the world to one that I would like to live in. Don't know what the X factor is, but I know it's coming.
It'll be fun. Wonderful.
Well, thank you, David.
Thanks, Terry.
Fabulous.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Looking forward to the future.
Yeah.
That's a good wrap.
And the future is now.
And the future is now.
And always was.